Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Small Biz Highlight. If you are joining us for the very first time, thank you. Happy New Year, everyone. I always get confused at this time of year as far as how long I'm supposed to be saying Happy New Year's for. Does anybody have a time frame that they set? Or is it just that once you hit your regular people that you see every day, then you're done? You don't need to say it anymore. Let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback because I'll just keep saying it as long as I can on the show until somebody tells me, okay, Tiffany, you're done. You don't need to say Happy New Year anymore. It's a new year. Last year, we were all about hashtag 2021, as you all know. And this year, I'm bringing in hashtag 2020U. I struggled with this on a personal level and thought I would bring it all with me to the show and to all of you, spreading nothing but good vibes, of course, as always. But this year, making it all about acceptance, love, and faith for yourself, in yourself. If anything, I'm just using you guys as a tool to hold me accountable to do the same for myself. So feel free to call me out on it as often as you'd like. As always, we are live with StreamYard. If you are catching us on Facebook, welcome. If you'd like to leave a comment, feel free to. Now, the only thing I ask you is please go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, click the link, and it'll help StreamYard and Facebook talk to each other so we can see your lovely photo for your profile and your name, because, of course, we want to know who's talking to us. We don't just want to see what you got to say. I'd love to be able to give you your proper props. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. Proper props. I got to think of something better than that, guys. All right, my invite friends button is MIA on Facebook. Don't know why. Nobody can explain it to me. I don't know. So if you can, please take a second to like and share this video. Feel free to stop by the Small Biz Highlight page on Facebook, like and share a video, a post, something. That small little gesture that will take you all of maybe 2 seconds will help extremely in spreading the word about the show, which ultimately helps spread the word about every single business I've had the opportunity to feature on the show and gives future businesses the potential of, getting more exposure as well when they get their chance. So please help me spread the word. My sponsor, Text for More, is helping me out with this by giving me an amazing opportunity. All you need to do is text Small Biz to 717-670-6400, and you get a link to our main hub. Now, it's not updated with today's links. I apologize. But on a regular day where I am not in pain and struggling with back pain, the links to the live broadcast will be available there to make it that much easier for you to catch it. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. I promise I'll be up to snuff next week and ready to go for all of you. As far as there's an app for everything out there, there's also an app for Small Biz Highlight, which I'm so excited because I just set up announcements on, and I got the alert that we were live. So I'm really excited that it worked. But you can download. It's available on Google Play and Apple App Store. Get access to all our web show episodes, podcasts, digital TV show, and so much more, including our fancy little swag that we've got going on, all kinds of t-shirts, sweatshirts, what have you. Feel free to check it out. All right, so that's enough about me for now. I know I go on and it feels like I'm just talking forever. But I want to thank you all for stopping by tonight. Thank you for joining us. If you are catching the replay, please make sure you comment #replay in the bottom. We'd love to see who's stopping by after the fact. If you are catching us on our podcast, I know you can't comment here, but we'd love to hear what you have to say about it. Let me know how I can make this show better. What am I missing? What questions would you like to hear me ask a lot more? I love doing the show and have a lot of passion involved with it, and I'm always looking for feedback from everyone that I possibly can get it from to help make it that much better, because ultimately it helps the small businesses, and that's always my goal. So, all right, tonight I have 2 amazing small business owners to introduce you to. First up, I have Shay. I cannot wait to introduce you to her. As long as my buttons work for me, then it shouldn't be that hard here. Let's see. It worked. Hello, Shay.
How are you?
I am doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing really good.
Thank you so much for being here. I love inviting people on the show, and I know that you actually reached out and scheduled this interview for yourself. I'm so excited to learn more about your business and what it's
Yeah,
all about. It intrigues me. But first, I always got to put people on the spot here. Okay. I always like to open my show with asking my guests, who are you? Help the people viewing this episode get to know you as a person, where you're from, family, whatever you'd like to share with us. Let us get to know you a little bit better.
yeah, absolutely. So my name is Shay. My background is in merchandising and I absolutely love it. It's literally just like so much fun for me. My background is from New York, so I think it makes a little bit of sense with, it being like pretty much the fashion capital of the United States. I know that's controversial for a lot of people, but New Yorkers will stand strong with that. Um, I think the coolest thing about me when it comes to my family is that I'm the oldest of seven kids. So I know for a fact I want a big family. When I do have kids, I would like to have probably about five. Um, so yeah,
Oh,
I am
wow.
obsessed with TV, by the way. Like, I don't think a lot of people are, and I 100% am obsessed with TV. Yeah, like I can binge watch shows like forever. So I would say that's a little bit about me in a nutshell.
Wow. I will admit to you that in my younger days, I thought I was going to have five kids. And then I had two. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's enough for me. So you never know. But I used to joke that I was gonna have my own little basketball team, and kept saying it over and over, and they were all gonna be boys. Now I have two boys, but yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna be making that five mark. But I wish you all the best on that.
Thanks. Maybe
Um,
I'll have to change
you
after
never,
this one. We'll see.
you never know. You never know. Goodness, and I mean, coming from a big family, that's gotta be something that just feels like it would be only natural for you to do, to have a
Yeah.
big family of your own, because they're so used to that atmosphere. So it's understandable. I get it.
Yeah.
And no, don't feel ashamed about binge watching. I binge watch. I have no time between doing the show and editing and doing all this other stuff in the background, that when I do have a moment to myself, I end up binge watching like all the episodes at one time just so I could get caught up. So I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. It's my day offs, and
Yep.
that's literally do every Sunday. I just like literally like I wake up early naturally. So like from 7, this is so bad. From 7 to probably like 9 p.m. I'm watching. Like 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. I'm probably watching like one show.
I
I know.
don't blame you. I I don't judge you at all. Now, I'm probably doing laundry and taking care of the kids and doing everything else in the middle of it all. But yeah, no, I'm right there with you. Sundays are my days. I need to catch up on mommy shows. Nobody touch my TV. I
Yeah,
tell
I'm
them, don't
obsessed.
worry. Oh, well, it's so nice to meet you. And I
Yeah,
loved how you introduced yourself. So laid back, so like easygoing. I love it when people are like that. And it helped us get to know you a lot better when I have you introduce yourself versus me reading off whatever it is you send me. So that's the reason why I do it that way. But Shay, you have your own business, Saints and Taurus
yes,
Incorporated.
yes.
What in the world is this business of yours?
Okay, so it took me a very long time to learn how to explain this, and I'm sure like if you're a new business owner or an old business owner, like you kind of understand what I mean. When it takes
Absolutely.
really be able to explain your business to people. But really, what it is, it's a merchandising platform. Um, it basically allows business owners of all sizes, to really like hone in on their merchandising and create it in a strategic way that really captivates their audience. So that was like making it sound really nice. Breaking it down, really what it is, it's a merchandising platform with design tools, where you can, create your in-store and store window merchandising virtually before actually doing it. You can create all of your product photos virtually without planning it, or you can use the virtual studio to actually be your product photos. And then we have a product design tool that's coming out in 2 weeks, which we're super excited about. And you'll be able to prototype and create digital versions of your products. And it comes with a ton of more perks. So there's an academy that's completely free where you can learn everything about merchandising. There's a marketplace where you can kind of shop elements for your store and for your product photos. There's a stock sign library. So instead of, trying to figure out graphic design and creating your own signs or using a Canva template, you can literally just go on there, find a sign that you love, download it, use it on your shop online or social media, or you can print it out and use it in your store. So it's really just like all of the visual aspects of really putting your merchandise together that really captivates audiences. We help you with that.
That is really interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of a business that just focuses on that aspect of it. So many businesses are very much about, the advertising and getting your name out there, the branding. And I feel like the you're like the back office where you're making everything look pretty while everybody else is putting the words to the prettiness, if that makes sense. I hope I said that right. I think that's genius. How did you ever come up with this kind of business?
So I am a visual merchandiser. That is my background. So as a visual merchandiser, my job is to make sure stores look good at all times. I come up with the concept and the campaigns for the windows. I come up with what does the floor look like? I'm the one who actually does the floor set. If we're out of stock, what goes there? What's going to look good? How do we bring foot traffic inside of the store, online? Photos are literally your sales team online. So, I style product photos to like get people onto your site or get people to add it to cart. And that's really what my background is. So I left corporate because I just kept getting all these inquiries from like small businesses like, hey, can you like give me this advice or give me that advice? And like they would find me like on Instagram, and I would just reach out to them and be like, yeah, like this is that. So then I left corporate to just freelance because I saw such a market there. And I realized how expensive it was to actually be a freelancer and to like offer your services to small businesses. Like small businesses cannot afford an $800 floor set like every 2 weeks. There's just no. So I had to figure out a way that I could have a profitable company, but also serving businesses to where it's attainable. They can hop on and do what they need to do in a strategic way that would actually get them results. So that's why we have templates up there. So you're not just like blindly creating a window. We have templates that you can choose from of how window displays are, and you can go on and just put your product out there. Same thing with the product photos. And I don't think that, like, it just seemed like they didn't need anyone to do it for them. They just kind of needed a little push and not have to spend a lot of money doing it. So our plans are free, and then we have a $35 plan. And if you're an agency or a freelancer, we have a $55 plan for you to manage all your clients. So we just really wanted to make it sustainable and like serve the market at the same time.
Wow. I think it's great that, you recognized, that there's a need for this, but there's also not a need to, price it to the point where nobody can afford it either,
Yeah.
And you're so right. Small businesses are not usually the ones that have that money set aside for the extra stuff. They're usually either living paycheck to paycheck, or if they even get a paycheck, let alone that, because they're in the business for themselves. So, if they're just barely making ends meet and now you're approaching them about your product and it's like you said, 800 something dollars or whatever, they're going to look at you like, oh, I feel like it's definitely a downer sometimes for small businesses, that there's so many amazing things out there that could help their business, but because they're not making that type of money, they feel like it's unattainable, like you said. And I feel like I really appreciate business owners that recognize that and then go that extra step to make sure that it stays that way for them. So thank you, because I'm sure there's a ton of small businesses that appreciate that too.
Yeah, we have a lot, and we love to get feedback from everyone. We only launched in early November, so
Oh,
we haven't been
wow.
for that long. We started development in May and launched in November, but it's a soft launch. We're still like beta testing and stuff. So our goal is to like really get enough feedback to where we understand whether we're helping solve this problem like extremely or if it's not quite there yet. So that's really like our
Hmm.
focus for is making sure that the problem is really getting solved and all small businesses have great visual merchandising strategy that they can really reach out to their customer because fashion is a huge market, like really retail is a huge market and everyone can win. Like when I go shopping, I don't go to one store, like I go to multiple stores, so there's no reason why this boutique shouldn't be able to get the same exact service that this boutique has because I'm probably going to go to both anyways.
Oh,
So I think
absolutely.
it's that, yeah.
And now you talk about windows and whatnot, and those are often like brick and mortar businesses and stuff. But your services could also really help out businesses that are virtual as well, with like virtual shopping and whatnot, just helping oomph their brand a little bit. Their make their products look that extra spicy or whatnot to help, get people's eyes to catch on to what they've got selling. Is that something that you also help with too?
Yes, we have a lot of things in the works that I really want to talk about so badly. But we're
Oh,
still
okay. I won't bait you, I promise.
about it. But I what I can say is that we are going to be working on a software that allows um, your customers to virtually shop in a store that you actually created and put your products where you need them to be. When you click on it, they can see it. There's a lot of fun things that we're getting feedback about that we're like, oh, that would be awesome. We can build that for this customer. And it's not like one or two customers saying it. It's like we're getting like a couple, like a couple, like a lot of them that are saying it. So we're like, okay, cool, this is great. Back, let's go and iterate. And it's just a really good space to be in right now, I think.
Wow. I think, well, I don't know the details yet, obviously, because you're still in the works about it, but the little bit that you said, it sounds really cool and different because it doesn't sound like it's something that's out there and very common or available to small businesses and
Yeah.
whatnot to take advantage of. So that has to be really exciting to be, you know, in your soft launch and already in those stages where you're ready to get going. We're ready to start growing. We're ready to build and having the support from your customers like that.
Yeah. It's great because I think they understand that our goal is to ultimately get them to their goals. And I think that it's something that is overlooked a lot when businesses are started. It's like you are creating your business because there's a need for it. There's something that someone else is getting from your business and that's why it's valuable. And like really honing in on that value and then making that what your whole business is about is what your value is and your community, it really gets your customers like in tuned and like really like they feel like they're in a community that's like a part of your brand, like they feel like they're secondary to your brand. So it's really nice. We are growing really slowly, I would say, but it's steady slow. It's not like it's steady slow, and I think this is the best way for us to do it. I think you see like a lot of tech companies like their first year in business, like they got like $5 million raised in like the first month, and like they have like they're trying
Wow.
to get like 100,000 users in their first year, and I feel like that's awesome. But for our space, we really want to make sure the product is exactly where it needs to be. So we're taking in a little funnel of people getting feedback, honing in on that feedback, iterating, and then going back out and doing sales again. So we're kind of just like in that little process right now. And until we get to like, I'd probably say like 10,000 users, we're probably going to keep doing that.
Wow. Wow. I mean, you've got to give yourself props. You said you soft launch in November. That was only not even 2 months ago.
It feels like forever ago. And I
It
think,
probably does, because I'm sure there was a lot of late nights and a lot of pulling out and all of that jazz, because I know. But I mean, it's got to feel so great to have accomplished this, being able to launch it, and just taking that first step into giving yourself this opportunity to at least try. And
yeah,
I mean, the amazing feedback that you've already been getting has to be, proof enough for you to just keep going, because you're obviously on the right path because it's working so far.
yeah, which is nice.
Well, when we come back, I'm gonna ask you some more questions about your business, maybe get some advice from you on maybe someone who may be interested in starting a similar business or starting their own, what kind of advice you would have as a brand
Yeah.
new business owner. But first, we're gonna take a break and watch this quick video from my sponsor. We'll be right back.
Are you tired of missed business opportunities because you don't have the marketing tools that big companies do? Do you want to generate more sales with less effort or technical knowledge? Text for More is a digital marketing solution that is both your digital brochure and web presence that connects you directly to your customers. Best of all, Text for More is proven to deliver results. In fact, some of our clients have seen their monthly revenue increase by as much as 5 times in the first couple of months. To get started today, text the keyword MORE to 317-342-8114 and see how we can assist you. Text for More. Next generation brochures for the digital age.
This is my Pinocchio moment, I call it. I'm a real show because I have a sponsor to do a commercial for.
Love that.
Sorry. All right. So one thing that is really intriguing me, like I need to know, why Saint and Taurus?
Oh, the name. Everyone asks that. It's so funny. Okay, so it's such a weird way. Okay, so my name is Shay Taylor. Like my middle initial is Taylor. So I went to Catholic school growing up. So I automatically kind of put two and two together, and like ST was like Saint to me. And I always knew, like, not always, but like when I was in high school, I was like, one day I want to have a company, maybe like when I'm in my 40s, and like I'm gonna name it Saint. And when I came up with this idea, I was like, okay, I don't know what to name it. I'm just gonna go with that Saint name that I used to say, and then I'll change it later on. And then I was registering it, and the woman I was on the phone with was like, "Oh, Saint's not available. Is there something else?" And I'm like, "Ugh, I literally don't know." So I'm looking around my apartment trying to like figure out like a name because I had no idea. And I'm a Taurus. I saw like this, I saw like this little Taurus book. So I was like, just put and Taurus, do Saint and Taurus, and we'll change it later on. And then it just, like, as time went on, it just seemed less and less important to change the name because we're like, we've already, like, had an Instagram, and now we bought our domain name, and now like this has happened, and we're like, whatever, let's just keep the name. So yeah, that's really how we stumbled upon it. And we call it, like, our team, we say S&T. And we're hoping that trending at some point. But yeah, it was a really uneventful way that we got the name. But we love it. I love it. I think it's a really good name.
I'm gonna help in the process of helping. Hashtag SNT just for
Oh,
you.
and like an
And
ampersand.
oh, yep. See, I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to help you out. Look at. I think it looks cool that way. Look at this. Hashtag
Yeah.
SNT. Oh, all right. So I want to take this opportunity to really take a second to pick your brain a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
all about helping to educate future entrepreneurs. There's tons out there that haven't taken that leap like you and me to start our own businesses. They have their reasons, their reservations, whatever they may be. There's tons of reasons why people hold off. But what one or two major piece of advice would you give anybody who's contemplating starting their own business?
You don't have to, jump in tomorrow and register your LLC and get your bank account, and you don't have to do everything all at once. I would just start with why. Why do you want to do it? So let's say, you want to do it for financial reasons. Say you are tired of working, and I think that's like the most common one. You're tired of working for someone else. You really want something for yourself, and something to bring to your family. And that's your why right there. So from that, you kind of use your why to push yourself. And do things little by little. It's okay to take steps at a time. So maybe the first thing you do is do some more research about what you're doing, or the background, and then create your Instagram page, and then go on Canva, or download some images. There's a lot of ways you can get content, and just plan out let's say seven posts, and start there. Figure out what's the goal. What do you want people to get from these 7 posts? Not making any money off of them, but like just the message, just the feeling you want people to get. What do you want to do with your Instagram to promote your business for free, on your end and for the customer's end? And then really take things from there. I would say really start little by little, what you're comfortable with, understand what you're comfortable with. And if you feel like you can't do everything at once, it's usually because you can't. And just take things little by little, because that's totally fine to do that.
That is probably the best piece of advice to give, because it makes just so much sense. But I feel like it's one of the most the most misconstrued or misinterpreted pieces of advice, because people ultimately always think, oh, I have to start a business, so that means I have to dish out all this money to begin with. I have to sign up for all this stuff. I have to get all the equipment and all the tools and all the everything. And, from multiple shows, your episode 110. And, I've been talking to so many different people with so many different backgrounds, so many different businesses. And ultimately, that piece of advice you just gave has been said in so many different ways, in different formats.
Yeah.
That it's so true. You don't have to do anything but just start. And it's so important what you said, to start with why. Don't just do a business to do a business. Figure out why you want to do it, because that why is what's going to keep you going.
Also, I think really understand, because I recently learned this term and I personally love it, because I realized that this is actually how I started out. So there's an entrepreneur and then an intrapreneur. And an intrapreneur is basically someone who is in a leadership role where they're basically running the company, getting the compensation and everything for it, but not all the weight of the company's on their shoulders. And I did that for a really long time. I actually started at a young age doing that. 19, I was doing that until now I'm 24. I've been doing that from 19 to 23 nonstop. And it really got me ready to be an entrepreneur, because I know if I started now without those experiences, I don't think that I would be as effective as I am now. So really understand which one you are, because I was not an entrepreneur when I was 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, but 24, I'm an entrepreneur. So really figure out which one you are, and it's okay to be one or the other, or sometimes you're both, and you have to figure out which one you are in the moment, and then really navigate your career from there. But have fun with it. It's literally a journey. Like, your career should be fun. You're spending so much time developing it. If you're not obsessed with it, then it's really hard to keep going. Like, it's just really hard to keep going if you don't love what you're doing. So start with your why and figure out where in your business you fit best, or where in a business you fit best, and then really navigate your career from there, because you can always be an entrepreneur next year or the year after that or tomorrow. It's really just up to where you think you're ready. And there's multiple ways to find opportunities. We're hiring, by the way. So if you are looking to be an entrepreneur, and there's multiple industries that like you want to look through, you can even send me an email and I can send you some links. I know a lot of people who have companies and startups I can always recommend. I just think that it's really good to just really understand where you fit and how to advance your career based on that.
Yes, so true what you said, that if it doesn't excite you, then it's going to be really hard to keep up. If it's not so, it's got to be that feeling that you wake up and the first thing you're thinking about is what else can you be doing for the business, or what can you do to make it better, or oh, I could change this, or what, like it's just everything you think about. We were joking earlier about kids. This is probably honestly my third kid. Because I gave birth to it and have been growing it since then, and that's what it feels like. It's like a child that I'm trying to develop, try to grow, make better, and for the benefit of all, not just for me. And I think that's a big part of why this has been just so enjoyable, and I'm sure that's the reason why it's so enjoyable for you to continue on with your business. The fact that you are not just out there for you, but for the community, for small businesses.
Yeah, I know if I wasn't doing this as a career, I would be doing this on my free time.
That says a lot. It does say a lot. When someone says that, even if it wasn't a business now, that they'd still be doing it, as like a side gig kind of a thing, that really speaks volumes. So, I want to thank you, Shay, for taking time out of your day to be here with me. It's been such a great time talking to you, getting to know you, and I just love your business.
Thank you. I really appreciate being here. I think this was a really great conversation that I think a lot of people are going to love and a lot of people are going to like resonate with. So I think this was really great. Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. I really had a really great time. It was very easy to talk to. And I always appreciate when, the guests don't leave me hanging with very little to talk to. You made it very easy to build questions. So I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
It felt like a very very easy conversation. No, but if you have missed this episode and are just catching us now, just wait till the video loads on Facebook and YouTube and all that and watch from the beginning, people. Otherwise, if you are catching us on replay, thank you for stopping by. Please don't forget to put hashtag replay in the comments and let us know. Always love to see who's stopping by after the fact and visiting with us. Remember, my invite friends button is missing. So help me spread the word about Small Biz Highlight. You can do that in 2 seconds just by clicking share and adding this video to your timeline. And not only supporting this small business owner in front of me, but ultimately supporting all of the small businesses I've interviewed so far, because of you gaining that attention to Small Biz Highlight. Please, it will cost you nothing and take 2 seconds. I promise.
And it's a great.
If you are, yes, it's free.
It's a great
I love
it.
If you are catching us on our podcast, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the talk. Don't forget that live videos are available on Facebook and YouTube if you'd like to catch it, and ultimately are uploaded into IG. I'm getting there. I'm a little behind, but I'm catching up, I promise. All right. So with that, everybody, I will leave you with your friendly reminder, as always, to put your community first. We do that by shopping small and supporting local. Have a good night, everyone.